Hi, Beauty.
Hi.
What are we going to do today?
I don't know. Why are we kneeling over the bed like this?
Well, I think
It's
we
a little
want
weird.
to... It is weird.
Strange.
It is weird. Not our normal position. But what we'd like to do today is give you some ideas about the things we take on a cruise to make the trip a little better.
Make life easier.
Make life a little easier. So
right.
we keep our quick grab cruise travel stuff in
these really nice handy boxes
like this. But obviously you don't have to do that. And we're just going to go through them and give you some ideas to help on your experience.
Okay, you go first. Open your box.
Okay, so in this first box, now you've all seen something like this. This is a real generic power block, but this is
a little mouse that cranks
this is kind of old school. These are good because you don't get a huge number of sockets in a stateroom, so this can be good. But you still need to take chargers and things like that. So if you go to Sam's Club or Costco, you can buy something like this. Amazon as well, probably. This gives you extra sockets, USB chargers already built in. So something like that is great.
Now, I should just say, if you've never been on a cruise before, the rooms are probably smaller than your standard hotel room. So a lot of the things we're showing you in here are really because you got to learn how to condense your space.
Yes. And
you don't have a lot of options for outlets. So these things are really, really handy to have.
Yep. Okay. Another one that I wanted to pull out and show you guys is these.
Those are handy.
These are magnetic hooks.
Did you know that the walls in the cruise ships are metal?
Yes.
Now you do.
Well, I did before, which is why I wanted magnetic hooks. Now, why would you want these? Well, these are good for sticking notes to the wall.
But counter space is very, very limited. So think about like ways that you can store your belongings up or off of the table spaces.
So the hooks are good for putting things like hats on or lanyards or other things that
even jackets.
Yeah, maybe a jacket. Depends on how strong the magnet is.
These are strong.
They are.
These are very strong magnets. We
so
got these on Amazon.
These are Amazon, not very expensive. I think there's 10 in a packet. So highly recommended. Right, next thing is luggage tags are great. When you go on a cruise, you're going to need to identify your name and your stateroom and attach this to your bag because you will not be taking your checked bag all the way. It appears outside the door for you.
Why? Because you go to the pool where you have alcohol.
Yes.
Cocktails.
Yes, good fun
And your
stuff.
luggage goes the other direction. So you just want to make sure that it gets where it needs to go.
Actually, is that a good time to diverge from this conversation and talk about your carry-on or not?
Good idea.
Well, one thing that I would just quickly mention, in your carry-on, other than the obvious things like medication, important documents, valuables, etc., take a change of clothes so that when you get on, you can go straight to your stateroom. You don't have to wait for your luggage. You can get changed into something that's not your travel gear, but something more relaxing. Get your sunglasses out, go to the pool, bar, whatever.
And you're on vacation even before the cruise leaves the dock. So these are all time-saving measures. You could go to the desk the day of embarkation, and they give you these little, these are your medallions, and these connect you to the Medallion Net, which is an app that you use on the ship, and you can find your friends, you can make dining reservations, you can order food, and so forth. I like to order these ahead of time. I like to do everything else ahead of time. So you just sail right through, pun intended, embarkation. So these you get for each one of your cruises, okay? And it has your name listed right on it, and it has the ship and the date of your sail. So if you want to keep a little souvenir for each time that you cruise, you have these little guys. Now, they normally come with a lanyard, which is inside here, and that's at no cost. They come right here with these guys. We, on our last cruise, decided to go a little bit fancy, and we got these little wristbands. You can go really fancy. You can get any kind of lanyard you have from home. That's, of course, fine as well. This just works around your neck. Come here, Mr. Williams. Like that. And then you just clip your little medallion.net right on this little clip in like so. Okay? And it fits right here in this little plastic thingy.
And then when you go to bed,
Oh yeah,
You
you
can
hang
hang
it
this on a
up.
magnetic hook.
Woohoo!
Look at that. Right.
Now, if you want to go the extra mile, you pop this out of a little plastic. These are magnetic.
Yep.
And
so
you get
as you
this,
can see, that one pops out of there, and we can just.
and you just pop
Now
it.
they do have.
You just pop it out. I got mine in purple, and you pop it right in. You wear it on your wrist. You use these to open up your room. Okay, so it's like, you know, you have your electronic room keys. This does the exact same thing. And again, it's sort of like a tracker. So if you order food or any kind of services, the service people can just come right around and they find you. Okay, so these are great to have. I guess I took mine off. Sometimes you can sleep with them, but they're also waterproof, so you can shower with them. They're encased in plastic. You can jump in the pool, all that sort of a thing. So, I think these might have been like $10 for these extra bands. Highly worth it. So
Something like that.
definitely we'll go with
What
that.
else do we have in here? Not a lot of critical stuff. Playing cards, they're handy. An eye mask for your flight going there, maybe.
But some people have trouble with the light coming in at night, maybe the light of the moon over the ocean. Doubtful, but whatever. So they do say that these are good to have.
The curtains should keep that out.
Yeah, perhaps. But just in case, these are always nice to have. Some people like to have
Certainly
those.
on the plane now. And
Okay.
in conjunction with those, although we got them somewhere else, earplugs.
I've got them in
can
here.
be good.
June 2022. The cruise ships are still requiring that you have to take a negative, or you have to show proof of a negative COVID test before you get on the ship. This, of course, might change, and this might be erroneous information later down the road, but right now, that's what we do. So, regardless of your COVID status, you also have to show, if you've been vaccinated, you have to show proof of vaccination. If you haven't been, you have to show an exemption. So, you always have to have your vaccination cards with you. They are also currently, as of right now, requiring that you wear masks indoors. So in your room, you're totally fine. Out by the pool, in open spaces, you're totally fine. But indoors, so in nightclubs and restaurants and things like that. In nightclubs, we do something called
Sip and cover.
Sip and cover. So you wear your mask, take it down, take a sip, and cover it back up. So right now, as of today, as of when we go on our cruise, which is next week, that is still the case. So I got these N95 masks. I got one for you.
Thank you.
I got one for me.
All right.
See? I got pretty colors. You've got gray.
I put mine upside down.
Yeah. What the heck are you doing? Good God. And mine goes on like this. I got pretty colors.
Okay, cool.
So that's these guys. Now, some people have problems with noise on the ship. Depending on where you are, you might hear the motor, or you might be really close to the party area or the pool. So it's always good to just bring some earplugs. We just like to have these with us when we travel with. We love each other. This probably saves our marriage sometimes, little earplugs. So make sure you bring some of those. That's nice and easy. I always like to carry a first aid kit. So maybe you get a blister, a little bit of Neosporin, or something like that, because there's nothing like this in the room, and then you have to go down to the infirmary. So these are always good to have as well. You only have to show a negative proof test to get on the ship. Now, we use an app or a website called sick.org, and I'll include that in the links. And they come right to your house and they bring the test to you. It's either PCR or rapid, depending on what you need. The cruise ships will take either. If you don't want to do that, you can do these tests here. This is a regular COVID at-home test. Regular meaning it's not medically proctored. The test that you have to take to be on the cruise ship has to be medically proctored. So make sure that you know the difference. You can take it at the cruise terminal. You can probably take it at the airport. You can do it ahead of time. But if you take it at the cruise terminal and the airport, guaranteed there's going to be a big long line. So again, I like to do everything ahead of time. I am the planner in the relationship. Mm-hmm. We had some friends just tell us this morning that they tried to go to their local pharmacy and take a test, and insurance no longer covers it, and it was $150. So these tests are just your home regular test, okay? But these are not adequate for the cruise. This is FlowFlex. We got this off of a website. These are approved for airlines, cruise ships, and so forth. You get the test. They were like $30 a piece. I ordered them online, had them shipped. You register them, and there is a QR code that you get. And as soon as you want to, you can go ahead and book your test, and then you can just do this even like in the privacy of your cabin. Let's say that you need one to fly home or something changes, you would do that. Now, so these are the medically proctored, thank you, COVID tests. We are using sick.org. Sick.org right now is no cost. They come to you, they drop off the test, you have a link on your phone, you queue it up, and then a medically proctored doctor will sit there and or a physical assistant, whatever, will look at you.
That's
while you do the test.
Nothing to do with the proctologist, right?
Totally different.
Well,
As a matter of fact, it's about as opposite as you could get, top to bottom.
Good.
Good.
Good, because I didn't like the idea of that.
No. So, to stay abreast of the COVID regulations, just continue to go to, if it's an airlines or cruise or whatever it is, just keep looking at that information. And the cruises have been very transparent and very good with relaying up-to-date current information. So, you should be getting that kind of information. The other thing I always like to pack, if you're going to be traveling a long distance to get to your cruise location, or maybe you're traveling, one way or the other, this is a great product that I have used, and I've traveled from the West Coast to Australia and to Europe on these. It's called No Jet Lag. Get them on Amazon. Whole Foods has them as well. Take them according to the instructions, and I have actually had great success with not having jet lag. I don't have any motion sickness pills or things in here because we don't get motion sick, but some people say that they do. So it wouldn't hurt to get either the some homeopathic or the pressure point motion sickness wristbands or something like that, and have that here with you as well. He says I'm overly cautious.
Yep.
I like to make sure that we are protected. As a matter of fact, we're going on a very large trip right after our cruise. Right after. And so I like to have like an immunity kind of a thing. If you're just worried about getting sick on a ship or just making sure, traveling on planes, that kind of stuff, it's always good to have some immunity. So these are little immunity tablets that you can get. And this is actually a very, very good supplement. It has vitamin C, D, and zinc in this as well. So he doesn't care, but I will provide the link for this in the comments below.
I don't understand how we all even get COVID when you can just pop all these pills and rattle and then we wouldn't need it.
Well, there you go.
But that's just me being skeptical.
Now, shocking,
yes.
But I've had flies on cruise ships. What you always find is interesting. How the heck does a fly get thousands of miles away or hundreds of miles away even from shore? But they do.
I think it hitches a ride.
Probably. But depending on where you're going, if you're going to the Caribbean or even other Europe destinations, bugs are a big thing. So always...
And when you get to port too.
That's what I mean, and when you get to port. So always just bring yourself some bug spray. A little bit, not very much. Because you can probably get it on the ship, but these things are expensive. We also have these cute little lip balms, because sometimes we get a little bit chapped. This is my first aid little box. Things work very well in here.
All right, what other goodies do we have?
Hit that box.
This one. There, did it.
Okay, so I'm putting out my COVID stuff.
So what else do we have? In here we have, still on the sanitizer thing, we have some hand wipes.
Can't be too safe.
If you're cautious, Clorox wipes in case you need to...
Don't even. I knew what you were going to say.
You knew what I was thinking.
And you better not say it.
This is just a charging cable. This actually was a nice one that we got. It's kind of one USB this end and 3 different types. So it's USB-C, Apple Lightning, and micro USB. So that's a handy cable to have.
They do a very good job of cleaning the rooms, but you can't be too certain.
Okay, we've moved on from that. And then this is a small humidifier, which...
Travel humidifier.
Yeah,
because
recommended, but I don't think we ever...
Because some people have problems in the rooms. They're very dry. Some people report them being very dry. Even though you are on the sea, it can be because it's, air pushing through.
And what do you have there?
So these are, again, because we have a very limited amount of counter or surface space, right? It's always good to have things that can hang and get up out of the way. This is just a passport holder that also holds your
credit cards?
No, vaccination cards is what I was going to say. So these are always good to have as well. Okay. This is a jewelry holder that I like to have. It keeps all your jewelry in one place. It's got rings, bracelets, and so forth. And you have you've got a little, like a nightstand with a little drawer. There is always, I can't always say with every cruise line, but with Princess, there's always a blow dryer. Okay. So I sit there and I do my makeup and my hair at the little dressing table, but it doesn't have a lot of room, and of course he covers it with all of the stuff that he covers with it over there. So I like to use this for my jewelry. This is nice to have.
Is he waving at this? Is he COVID?
No, I was waving it way over there. That stuff. These are good to have. These are like your hanging storage containers. Now this is actually makeup, but they have longer ones that can do like all your toiletries and things like that. So you can put your toiletries in here. Again,
Where would you hang that?
in the bathroom. Well, magnetic hook.
Magnetic hook. Yes. Ah!
Ha! Yes.
I have a
That's
feeling that might be a bit heavy for a magnet.
No. I think it's actually okay. I mean, depending how full it is. But
Well, you
I put
probably
makeup
want it in the
down
bathroom
here,
anyway, right?
makeup down here, and then your toiletries and stuff up here. When you're packing, I love packing cubes. They work really, really well. Okay. And so this is a packing cube, and I put like maybe all of my undergarments or something in here, and maybe I have another one for t-shirts, things like that. These are all good bags, so if you have like your dirty clothes that you want to keep away from your clean clothes, these are always nice things to have as well. If you have a bathing suit, something like that, and these pack up really nice and small, but it's just a way to keep all of your toiletries and things organized.
You've just reminded me of something,
I wasn't done
which
yet.
is a bit cheap, but I'm going to mention it.
Oh boy.
Somebody suggested to us that you should take Ziploc bags.
No, that's so ghetto.
I know!
Don't do that.
I
Do not
know.
do what he's about
Yes.
to tell you.
Yes.
Don't. That's awful.
Put some food in the Ziploc
No!
bags.
It's so awful.
Okay.
Don't do that. Don't. He says go to the buffet. When you're done with the buffet, sneak yourself in some slices of bread and some of the deli meats and cheeses, and then take it off the ship. That is just ghetto. Don't do that.
Just a thought. Anyway, you're still going, aren't you?
I was. These are really nice if you're worried about space. Okay. Now, I will tell you that on cruise ships, I tend to pack heavier and larger than I do when I go to, say, Europe. When we go to Europe, I can do a carry-on and a personal item. But when I go on a cruise ship, I bring out the big guns. We have a suitcase called Big Red that I'm no longer allowed to bring out because he's so big. But we have another one that's almost as big. These are really great. They're Ziploc travel bags. So you put your clothes in here, and then you go back and forth, and it sucks all the air out. And these things are amazing. It does.
Whoa, that's misleading.
No, it
You
does.
don't go zoop, 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 and it sucks the air.
Well, you squeeze all the air out, you zip, you squeeze out more air,
Right.
you zip, squeeze out more air, zip, and these are like
Yeah.
freeze-dried clothes.
It doesn't do it for you. Yes. Okay.
It's not hard to do. These are again on Amazon. I'm going to include the link on these guys. So these are my packing tips.
So a couple other things I wanted to mention in this box. We do have a cheap
Ooh, that's
travel
important.
scale because there's usually a limit to what you can take on a plane, which I think is
50 pounds.
I think it's technically £55, but yeah, it's 50 or £55 is the
Those
max.
are really good to have.
So that's handy. Because of the trip we're going on this time, but whatever. A pair of binoculars could
Well,
be
where are we
a
going?
good thing. We're going to Alaska.
We're going to Alaska.
On tablet or something. This is particularly good if you're not like me. I prefer to take real books, but
I like real
they take
books.
up a lot of room. And if you're going on a long cruise, it's a lot of weight. You can download books on these like a Kindle type of app, and you can get multiple books on something this big. Having not done that myself, I don't really know how long they last on a single charge. So,
Our people are
but
pretty
I've
smart.
seen a lot of people use them and they love them. So there you
I'm
go.
sure
That's
they know
something
what
you
to
can
do
do.
with those.
And Kim,
Here's one thing I forgot.
yeah, what?
These are great to have.
That's to hang
These
out your
are-
socks when you're drying them.
To close your lips.
Oh,
These are towel clips. You will get towels at the pool, right? But depending if you're on the
protection. No,
if you're on the Caribbean or pretty much if you're out, by the pool, it can be kind of breezy. And these little towel clips are awesome. And again, I find these on Amazon, but maybe you want to grab a couple of these because even the cruise that we're going on, there is a pool, albeit it's indoors. But it's always nice to have these, so there's going to be wind. There's oftentimes wind, and it's just nice to have these little things to clip on. So, have we covered it all?
probably.
We're not covering clothes because that's kind of a given, and that's depending on which cruise that you decide
Yeah.
that you're going to be going on.
Yeah.
Whether you're going to be packing
Whether
bathing
you got
suits.
formal wear. So that's a different one. That's a different.
But these are the things that we pack. So, we'll take a picture, we'll lay it all out, we'll include some links. Happy cruising. Cruising is back up and running, and it's very exciting. I don't know that we're at full capacity, which I'm okay with that. Be safe. always, I think it's just a good idea, no matter what, you should be hand sanitizing. Because there's just a lot of people around. I mean, even before COVID happened, we've been sick on cruise ships because of people sneezing and wiping their hands and then, So be safe. These are little hand sanitizing wipes. And have fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah, prepare, be prepared, and then when you get there, just have fun. All right, that's it.
That's it.
Woo! That's it. We'll be doing a lot more videos because we've got a lot more travel coming up and more fun things.
Yes.
So that's it. Thanks for watching. Like
and
and
subscribe. Yes.
Woo-hoo.
Bye.
All right.